from live from our studio in Japan.
Sure, I'm in frame. I'm in frame. Okay.
Barely, but we got there.
We're going to count.
3, 2, 1. Welcome back. We're back and blacker than ever. Welcome to it. Let's get right into it. Fucking on the beach. Yay or nay?
What?
So, I do want to start off this podcast on a little bit of a sad note, if that's okay, because I do want to move on to happier things.
Sure.
We're both animal lovers.
Yes.
You've got some lovely little fur babies. I
Yes.
do as well. Very sad to say that Wednesday I had to put Voodoo down, and it was a hard decision. She had some trouble with her lower back in the fall. She had slipped a disc. Couldn't afford the surgery, but I found a vet who had an alternative treatment. He's an older guy, so he has a lot of experience with that sort of thing. He gave her some medicine. Gave her another couple of months where she was pain-free and running around and enjoying herself. And Tuesday, she tweaked something, or she was never in that much pain even the first time, to the point where she wasn't moving. She was sitting in a position, wouldn't lay down, wouldn't eat, wouldn't drink water, couldn't pick her up. Getting to the vet was a real problem. So I just made the decision that she wasn't going to have any quality of life, and put her down. So that was hard.
Oh yeah. Well,
But
sorry to hear that.
yeah, it was rough, and I miss her. But I don't know. I think it's impossible to have relationships without regrets. And she taught me a lot, and I definitely am coming out of this experience a better person, and I'm just gonna be a better owner to the dog that I still have, Gypsy. And it was difficult because they're such different dogs, different energy levels. Gypsy's very energetic and has to burn a lot of energy off. Voodoo was the opposite. She was very laid back, so I had to kind of middle ground it. Between two dogs. It was pretty hard, but all the bad things I would take back just to have her back. And anyway, just kind of wanted to start off on that note, and maybe at the end of this episode we'll do like a little slideshow of some pictures and stuff of her, and I'll compose a little thing.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
In her memory. So anyway, rest in peace, Voodoo Child.
Rest in peace, Voodoo Child.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm so sorry to hear that, buddy.
It's all right. The next night I went and did stand up, and I just did dead dog jokes.
Oh wow. Well,
Like I opened with, I had to put my dog down yesterday. The whole crowd was like, "Oh," and I was like, "F her, she had it coming."
ouch.
Yeah.
Well, we all grieve in different ways.
Yeah, I just figured if I can find a way to make that funny, I can find a way to make anything funny. So.
Right.
So, but that's just part of my process. Is like, I just have I have a way of just getting past things with humor. So,
Hey, it heals.
doesn't mean I miss her any less, or like I didn't actually care for her.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's obvious you did.
Yeah.
But that's just how. Yeah, I get you.
So, real quick segment. Speaking of Voodoo Child, we were talking about Hendrix in the car over here, and you were saying, here's your position. You thought that not only was he one of the biggest musical influences of the late 60s, you believed that he would have been an even bigger musical influence into the 70s and possibly even 80s, based on the direction he was going with some of his solo stuff and like the Band of Gypsies sort of thing, which that's where Gypsy got her name.
Okay.
Named all of my dogs after Hendrix stuff. And I think my counter argument would be, I think that dying was the best thing that ever happened to Jimi Hendrix's legacy. And that's not to say I think he's a pivotal figure in music history. You do not have music the same today without Jimi Hendrix.
Right.
And you don't have guitar playing the same way. Like, nothing is the same. But I think the best thing to happen to his legacy was the fact that he died when he did, because I think if he had lived any longer than he did, it could only go bad from there. Now, I don't know that 100%, obviously.
I think it could have gone one of two ways. It could have gone the way that I was describing, which I felt like he would have followed the path of like Clapton or Bob Dylan, where, you know, they both had really good careers past the 60s. Or he could have gone by the route of some other people that were hugely influential. I'll say Chuck Berry is one.
He likes to pee on women, by the way.
He likes to. He's the one that got arrested for putting cameras in his bathrooms
Oh, okay.
to watch people pee. Yeah, and I'm not saying Hendrix would have been into that, but
I think that's what you're saying.
but I think he could have gone both ways. He could have had like a long-lasting career, or he could have just been like, you know, once and done. You know, maybe after Band of Gypsies, he just was nothing exciting, or, you know, or big burnout or whatever. I mean,
here's why my theory on Hendrix is the way it is I think he had a fairly limited catalog. He had, what, 3 or 4 albums
he had 3 albums with The Experience.
And then he had a couple of live things.
Yeah, like the Band of Gypsies album was
live, yeah. And then Woodstock.
Yeah.
And, you know, all these things come out posthumously because he had, at the end, he was in New York. He basically had a bar where he could perform shows every night and a recording studio in the back. So there's a lot of unreleased stuff that was released posthumously.
A lot.
Here's my argument is I think none of the stuff released posthumously got me excited. And a lot of Hendrix's songs are pretty similar. So essentially what you have is you have groundbreaking material, and then you have subpar material that just sounds like the groundbreaking material, like trying to recapture that lightning in the bottle.
Yeah.
Because some of the greatest rock songs of all time are because of him.
Yeah.
Purple Haze, Voodoo Child, or I think it's Voodoo Child, but
either way, I've seen it printed both ways. So.
Yeah, and he, you know, excellent blues musician. Red House. What's the one I'm thinking of? There's only one version of it that exists where he recorded it on acoustic. Did it in front of a camera. Fuck, what am I thinking of?
I don't know.
I just blanked.
Well,
it's about a train.
Oh, about a train. I don't know.
Shit, this is gonna bug me.
All right, well, you can look it up.
Do you not have no electronic devices?
Yeah, I didn't bring one either. You're just gonna have to.
I'm gonna have to think.
You have to think like we used to do back when I was a little man.
Well, let's not get carried away.
Ouch. A young man.
Train. Wait around the train station, waiting for that train. Fuck me, dude.
I don't know. Brendan will be right back.
Sammy, what's that song Jimi Hendrix did about a train?
So here's a little light improv for you guys. Just kidding. Brendan has disappeared. Brendan has left the building to go look at a song about a train.
I'm back and blacker than ever.
Song about a train.
Dude, I'm going to be so mad when I figure this out. Son of a bitch. Hear my train a-coming.
Oh. Yeah, that was it.
It had train in the title. You couldn't think of Hear My Train
I never guessed it.
This is why we are not lovers anymore. Anyway.
I thought, never mind.
Excellent rock musician, excellent blues musician.
Yes,
I don't think the world's the same without him.
Right.
But he had a lot of duds. There's some polarizing songs, I think, some songs that people like and people don't like. I personally do not like Axis Bold as Love.
Okay.
I think that song sucks.
Okay.
Lyrically, I don't think he was always there.
No, of course not. And you don't think maybe he would have matured a little bit and improved his songwriting? I mean, there's a reason, other than the fact that he died, but there's a reason all those songs weren't released, because maybe they weren't what he felt like was his best work, and they just kind of sat where they sat until, his family wanted to, make a little money.
I think without a major life change, in regards to music, I don't think Hendrix gets any better.
Okay.
Because I think his focuses were in guitar playing. I mean, and that was from the beginning. He always said he wanted to play guitar the way Little Richard sang. And songwriting really wasn't his main focus. Lyrics really weren't his main focus. And coming up with ideas outside of, I would say, typical musical foundations weren't his forte. He would take structures of rock songs, blues songs. He'd use those structures, and then he'd do quirky things like he would never play the same chord exactly the same way. He would use little embellishments, and he would kind of play through the key and stuff. And I think that happens sometimes to people with perfect pitch.
Yeah.
Is they just rely on that because they don't. I don't think they believe they need the fundamentals.
Okay.
And I don't know. I mean, could he, if he really started to focus on songwriting and branching out and writing more and reading more, and I think he was just too into drugs and playing guitar. That was what his live shows were. Where I mean, it was essentially like, really overdriven jam band music.
Yeah.
When you would watch live performances, it wasn't so much about the song; it was about his guitar playing.
Do you think he would have been better off if he had joined a band where he was just the guitar player and not the songwriter, not the singer, just played as a guitar player?
No.
Okay.
I don't think he functions within a group dynamic as the guitar player. I think he functions as the sole force of the band.
I could see that.
Because I don't think Band of Gypsys material was as impressive as the Hendrix Experience.
Oh, I don't think so either.
And he was playing with two vastly better musicians, with Buddy Miles and Billy Cox.
He was. But yeah, he has to be.
Which isn't fair to Noel Redding, because Noel Redding was not a bass player. Noel Redding was a guitar player, and he decided to play bass so that he could play with Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, okay.
And Mitch Mitchell, fantastic drummer, and was perfect for the Experience. But I think Buddy Miles is a vastly superior drummer.
Oh yeah, Buddy Miles is an amazing drummer.
So that's my take on Hendrix, and it's not to say that I don't like Hendrix. I named two of my animals after him.
Yeah, but I
have two posters of him.
That's a fair assessment though, and
that's just my thought. Is I've always I've analyzed what he did in his time on this earth, and because it was limited, and because there's still sort of a mysticism around him, I think we got the best Hendrix we could have gotten. I think if he lived a lot longer, it happens with everybody else. Is people can live too long. You see that? I mean, we've earlier we were discussing Red Hot Chili Peppers. If they were just, they made it up to that album with Under the Bridge, and then stopped, and they were no longer in the public, I think they would have a lot more. I don't know. That's actually arguable because they have such an impressive fan base. But I think the music would be in a perfect spot because then they don't go through all these transformations. It doesn't get all played out, and as you say, writing songs about California over and over and over again. So I don't know. I think there is a strong likelihood that Hendrix would stagnate.
I'm sure.
And his music would become unimpressive. And I think it was already sort of starting to.
Okay.
Outside of his live performances.
Yeah. And that's very fair. But yeah, you're right, because there are bands that I like that, some, the popular metal band, or not so popular metal bands, but but their earlier material, I love it. And, all the big metal bands now, if they put out a new record, it's just like, I mean, we've already taken this trip before. You know what I mean? Even like the big ones, like, Metallica, they still make great music, but I mean, I don't get excited about a new Metallica record. I don't get excited about a new Megadeth record because it's just, we've already been down this road. You're not going to blow me away with anything anymore. You're in your late 50s. I'm glad you're still out there doing it, but there's no, pop anymore, so to speak.
I think also popular musical taste also fluctuates with the drug of choice at the time. So I think Hendrix was perfect in the late 60s because you had a lot of open weed smoking, a lot of psychedelic use. His music was perfect for that.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
even some, mild, like maybe heroin and a little bit of cocaine use, like it kind of works in. But as you get into the 70s and 80s where cocaine is the drug, I don't think Hendrix's music is necessarily very cokehead friendly.
No, that's why thrash metal was invented.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And who knows? Like maybe and Jimi Hendrix has deep roots of inspiring metal acts to come. I mean,
yeah.
And it may be like once removed, but there's a causality there, and maybe if he stuck around for a while when these kids started growing up, because when was James Hetfield born?
He was born in 1963.
Okay, so may have known about Hendrix, but wouldn't have been. He wasn't like high school or college age when Hendrix was performing.
No.
So but imagine if Hendrix was still making music as he comes into his own in the late 70s. Hetfield, I'm speaking of.
Yeah.
And he's just a washed out poser, loser. Like
Right.
he might not have checked out any of his material.
Right, because that mentality, that perspective of the artist is going to ruin what I know exactly where you're going with this,
Right.
and that makes perfect sense too. If Hendrix had lived longer, do you really think he would still be considered this guitar hero? And you're right. I mean,
And
people
potentially
would hear
we
the
would
newer
not
stuff.
have we would potentially not have the next generation of guitar heroes
Yeah.
as they are.
Yeah.
Because maybe they don't have that Hendrix influence. Maybe they don't get that. It changes. I think it changes drastically.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that Hetfield sounds exactly like Hendrix.
Oh no, by no means. But
obviously influenced by it. Like you have to be. There is not a guitar player that is not at least somewhat fascinated by Hendrix because of how he's not a technical wizard the way somebody like John Petrucci is, but his sloppiness in a way was what made him so special.
Yeah.
Like that, like the fact that he wasn't always in time, the fact that he wasn't always in key, or he wasn't in the key that he started in, the fact that he moved around, that was what made him so special. And that's what really, I think, influenced the next generation.
Yeah. He was a flashy rock star.
Put it this
player.
way, like the Metallica stuff that I got into when I started having musical consciousness was made before I was born. But if I was listening to the stuff that they were coming out with when I was starting to get musically conscious, I probably wouldn't like Metallica.
That's right. See, that's why when I was younger and even now, if I discover or rediscover a band that made their best work before I was born, before I was into their music, I'll tell other people, start with their first album. Discover a band in chronological order, because there's a chance that if what they were making 20 years ago isn't nearly on point as to what they were making 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And that could be with that could be with any band.
Sure.
I mean,
it's such a hard sell when you start as something and then you want to change and transform into something else. You're isolating half your fan base, or the one that was there originally.
Right.
Because, well, no, we like you for this thing. But then it also becomes, well, how long can you do this thing before getting played out? So I understand why people try to restructure bands or form super groups or just join a different band entirely. I get why people do it, because it's such a fine line. Like, I don't think it's possible for somebody to just keep making the same thing for years and years and years and years and people not getting tired of it. Oh, sorry, AC/DC. But anyway.
But that works for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. I love AC/DC, but I haven't listened to anything new by them in probably 20-something years.
You didn't check out Black Ice?
No, I haven't. I mean, nothing against them, but
I remember when that came out and I was like, that's a car scent.
It is.
They named their album after a car scent. They should have called it Pine Green or whatever. Black Ice.
But
to be fair, that might not be a car scent in Australia. It might be like...
Might be some kind of liquor.
Yeah, or
some
like...
kind of name for heroin.
Doesn't smell as bad as a kangaroo. I don't know. Zing. Burned Australia.
Oh, man. Well, we've
Not
also...
like the ozone layer didn't already do that.
Oh. There goes our one Australian fan.
Fuck him.
Thanks for your $3 a month. We'll miss it.
You cunt. I like how they use cunt as almost an endearing term over there. They're like kids are playing rough and they're like, knock it off, you little cunts. That's what I want to bring into American culture.
We're too uppity.
I'd say cunt all the time and I don't care. And people look at me weird and I'm like, I don't care. I don't. Next game. I have an idea. Unless you wanted to say anything about Hendrix.
No. I think we've settled the Hendrix discussion.
I'm happy he's dead. Anyway, that's not what I was saying. Okay, so I was thinking we could. All right, we're gonna play a little game where we try to keep a straight face.
Okay.
But we keep each trying to one up each other's weirdest place that we've masturbated. You lose. What is this? This is a New Zealand coin. Ship's tails, ladies' heads. Call it.
Heads.
You called it as it was rolling. So I'll
You
go.
hit
So I'll
the
go.
horse.
I'll go first. Zaxby parking lot.
The studio.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you really?
Like an hour ago.
That's insane.
I'm just
You
kidding.
lose. I guess it technically has to be when I say something.
Yeah.
Church.
Okay. I don't want to play
Did
this
I win?
game. I don't want to play this game.
Moving vehicle. Zoo.
The zoo.
Aquarium bathroom. I can keep going.
No, I know you can.
Department of Health.
Your sister's room.
Jesus. She's 15. She's not. She was at the time.
Almost.
Yeah. Please be 15. You want to get into it?
No, I don't.
No.
Oh, yeah. This.
The thing we do.
thing
All
we do.
right.
Argue?
Starting off with Save Your Tears by Bruno Mars. Not Bruno Mars.
The Weeknd.
The Weeknd.
Let's talk about it. And
Let's talk about it.
also, and this is rare that we do this, but you wanted me to watch. I didn't know which music videos I was to watch, so I watched all of them.
Yeah.
So,
I was just assuming that they all had music videos. I didn't even check.
they did.
I knew one of them did.
We've discussed The Weeknd before. I think they're our first episode.
First song.
Yeah, first song.
Wait, maybe not first song.
Maybe yeah, it was early on.
But it was the first set of songs for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, first song was Driver's License.
Yeah, and then it was the Blinding Lights.
Blinding Lights.
Okay.
Yeah. Same album.
Yeah.
Save Your Tears.
Once again, I wish I was more of a fan of that type of music because I'd be a fan of The Weeknd.
Yeah.
It was a fun song to listen to. The video was really cool. Did you watch the video?
I didn't.
Okay, well then.
No, talk about it. I was just.
It's like set up where he's like singing,
Mhm.
and it's almost like a ballroom, but everybody's sitting at tables.
I've seen
yeah,
this
and
one. I've seen
everyone's
this
wearing
one.
masks except for the woman he approaches.
Yeah.
And then everything changes. Like he pulls the gun out
Mm-hmm.
and aims it at himself, and then there's another scene where he's in a different place, and it just like I don't know. It was. It felt very creative the way the video was put together, and it kind of went well with the song. He gets the best beats, and I'm trying to remember what the chorus is like because it was so catchy. I didn't listen.
Save your tears.
Yeah, I didn't listen to it
for
today.
another day.
I've been listening to it, and then I
okay.
didn't listen to it today.
That's okay.
But I really enjoyed it. I mean, just like Blinding Lights.
You remember run away.
He's really good, and I knew
Yeah.
there was some, probably some auto tune or something involved, but I don't know. He's just He's
You even
got a
know
lot
what
of,
auto-tune is?
Yes, I know what auto tune is.
Pitch correction.
He has a lot of charisma as a singer.
Yeah. Did you
And-
watch his Super Bowl performance?
I saw like clips of it on the.
Oh, okay.
I don't watch Super Bowl, so.
Well, I mean, just the halftime performance. It was pretty cool. There's some moments in there.
But-
But I thought that was something, I thought that was one of the most genius moves to, I think it's what's kept his song. I mean, because this album came out a while ago, but it still occasionally has things creeping up to the top of the charts, like Blinding Lights and now Save Your Tears. It's just, I think it was such a brilliant move to perform at the Super Bowl, and then you get these little snippets of your songs, and people are like, "Which one is that?" I'm gonna go check out his catalog, and it just, bumped his numbers up like crazy. And I heard, I don't know if this is substantiated, but somebody told me that he paid to play the Super Bowl halftime performance, and I was like, well, that paid back in spades.
Yeah,
so
I'm sure he's definitely made his money back.
Yeah, I was like, I don't really think that was an issue, and it's this person was a musician. I was like, oh, do you even have the opportunity to pay to play the Super Bowl? So go fuck yourself.
but yeah.
Oh wait, hang on.
Yeah. Oh, we were like 2 seconds in, and you've already.
Did I?
Yes.
I thought I did good.
No, like the first sentence out of your mouth, I forgot, and it was you just let it fly.
You could say black. I think. Can I still say black? What do I have to say?
It was. We'll go over the tapes later.
Nation of Islam. I don't know.
9/11. Oh, anyway.
9/11.
But no, I actually enjoyed it. This is. I'm 2 for 2 with this guy. So yeah, it's just got a good beat to it.
I
and
knew
a good rhythm.
you're the '80s kid, man.
And that's
you can't
it
help.
still
You
has
can't help
that
the
feel.
synthesizers.
It still has that feel, that 80s feel. But it doesn't sound like he's ripping off the 80s feel. It doesn't sound like he's doing it.
It's modern.
Just like, oh, I'm gonna throw this in your face, and you'll think, oh yeah, I like the '80s, so you'll like my songs. It doesn't come off that way.
Yeah, it comes off as
like,
somebody from that time period that really liked that music.
Yeah,
and just uses some elements. Yeah,
but yeah, definite thumbs up.
Yeah,
really enjoyed it. Trish enjoyed it.
Good.
So
good.
yeah,
I'm glad you liked it.
All right, Weeknd, we're 2 for 2, bro.
I'll tell you what. And I think that I chose these songs specifically because of how familiar it is for somebody like you with all that music in the 80s. Because some of his other stuff is a lot more poppy and modern, and some of his bigger hits anyway. So I could show you some of that stuff at some point as well, but it would be pretty different.
Okay. Yeah,
there's still some influences from that time period, but these are really direct, especially something like Blinding Lights. Could have been an 80s song.
Yeah, it could have.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, good. Here we go.
Now that we're on video, this is our horse. This is Robbie. Robbie Four Hooves.
Robbie Four Hooves.
We're gonna glue a cigarette on there. Get him his horn back because he's a unicorn.
Now he's just a horse.
Yeah.
All right.
He's a horse, of course.
So I gave you the song Black Sabbath by the band Black Sabbath off the album Black Sabbath. This was...
Well, might I say, my first impression of this song is this was a real Brown Sabbath. This song fucking sucks.
You didn't like...
This song sucks. And here's the thing is I let you get away with it because I've heard this song before.
Oh, okay.
But if I listened to it, it was once. So, and I knew that Black Sabbath had an album, Black Sabbath, and I knew they had a song called Black Sabbath. This song sucks.
I had a theme I was going with.
I guessed it.
Yeah.
Bands with dead lead singers.
Yeah.
Was I wrong?
Well, technically you're not wrong because one of the lead singers of Black Sabbath is dead, but it wasn't this one.
He might as well be dead. Sharon's been trying to make that happen for years.
I know. But no, this was the introduction to everyone to Black Sabbath. This is the first song off their first record.
I'm surprised they still have fans. Or that they got any at all.
Wow.
I'm sorry. This song, I'm thinking of songs by Black Sabbath that I really like Iron Man, like War Pigs / Luke Swall, like Sweet Leaf.
Yeah.
Well, I want to pay tribute to a really, a band that might not have made it. Now knowing this information, it's so boring. It's so boring. Maybe this was groundbreaking for the time when it came out in 1959 or whatever. But just teasing.
1970.
Yeah, but goddamn, this song is fucking boring without much of a payoff. For 4 minutes and 30 seconds, it's
yeah,
or however it goes.
Yeah.
Oh, no. That wasn't actually recorded in the studio. They recorded him outside because he was pissed he had to come back in and do more takes. And then it goes into the more galloping kind of thing at the end, and it's not interesting.
Okay.
It's not interesting at all.
You are the only person I've ever met that did not like that song.
That's impossible.
No,
you need to show this to more people.
Everyone's heard this song.
No.
This is a...
I guarantee you Sam hasn't heard this song. I guarantee you my cat Winston hasn't heard this song. Show it to them and ask them if it's good.
I mean people that actually matter.
You don't have to worry about me stabbing you. My girlfriend's like a cougar. She attacks from above and behind. So, hey, watch your ass, or whatever that fat guy from your era said. Fat Albert.
That would be hey. That was
watch your ass. They should have put that in there.
So you didn't like Black Sabbath, the song.
Yeah.
The first album is not Paranoid. It's not Iron Man. It's not Sweet Leaf. The first album was...
War Pigs on the first album?
No, it was on the second
that
album.
Was right. Yeah, it's on Paranoid.
See? Black Sabbath...
Name some more songs off that album. I'll tell you if I like them.
N.I.B.?
I like that song.
Okay, well then, all right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
What's NIB stand for, by the way?
It actually doesn't stand for anything.
I always called it NIB.
Everyone thinks it stands for Nativity in Black, and they're wrong. Nib was a nickname they gave, I think, the drummer Bill Ward because of his little pencil nib beard.
I thought you were going to say they gave it to Geezer because of his pencil dick.
No. So that's what...
By the way, shout out to Geezer. Mm-hmm. Amazing musician.
Mm-hmm. So, oh well.
I'm sorry. It's just you can't convince me that this song is not boring.
It gets a little long in the tooth.
It's so long.
Well, yeah.
We had a conversation last week, I don't think on air, but about a song that does this exact thing. That goes on for over 5 minutes and does one thing. This song went over 7 minutes and did 2 things.
I'd already picked the song, so it was too late.
I know. You had a theme, and I get it. There was no other band that did this. You couldn't do, like, Opeth didn't have a song called Opeth, or...
And they don't have an album called Opeth.
Oh, it had to be all three?
It had to be the trifecta, yeah.
Yeah, shit.
It was very hard.
I can see. Well, now I know why you picked such a horrible one to go first. I like the other two.
Okay.
We got stuff to get into. I really genuinely like the other two. But if I had to rate this one out of the 3 you gave me, this is like 4 or 5 for sure.
Okay. I can handle that.
It's so bad.
It's just long.
No, not 4 or 5 out of 10. In terms of first, second, and third, this one goes in 4th or 5th place. Out of 10, I would give this song a 2.
Okay.
Because they actually played notes. They played notes, and then they had a change.
Yeah.
So they get 2 points. What else happened in that song?
That's it.
This was the first song they did?
They wanted to do something, theatrical and open up the album with something like that.
I'm sure nothing like it had ever happened before, and that's why it took off. But I've heard music since this song has come out.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, I get it.
Why do you like it? Defend your pick.
It's so brooding
because you like it.
Yeah,
right.
It's brooding, and it's not my favorite Black Sabbath song by miles, but it's so brooding, and just what a way to open your first album is,
with rain noise.
Well, it's the same thing with
I'm gonna polarize so many fans. I know. Fuck this yellow bitch.
I just think that for Black Sabbath's first song on their first album, what a great way to open it. Just like I believe, Led Zeppelin's first album, which they didn't have a song called Led Zeppelin, or I could have thrown that at you.
Well, they had 4 opportunities
to do
that. God damn.
But
they missed out on a real golden opportunity to be like, this airship doesn't fly. It's a Led Zeppelin.
But when they opened,
the problem is nobody else was playing music at that time that they could steal from. Who was writing about an actual Zeppelin.
Exactly.
Anyway, sorry, you're saying.
But their opening song is Good Times, Bad Times.
Such a great song.
But that's how I would expect Led Zeppelin to open their first song, Good Times, Bad Times.
Yeah, really good song. Why didn't Black Sabbath do the same thing?
Well, I would expect Black Sabbath to open with something that they open with.
What?
Well, they were a dark, brooding, heavy blues band. that wrote their own music, unlike Led Zeppelin. So
yeah. Yeah.
but,
We're just singing Led Zeppelin today.
And I love Led Zeppelin. So, but
Bob Tree.
Tree.
Robert Plant.
No. All right, we'll move on. We'll get away from this song because
You just don't want me to make fun of it anymore.
I don't.
Okay, 3 things technically happen because they go back to the original riff.
Oh, look, we flipped the coin.
Yeah. How'd you like this song?
Okay. You wanna set it up for me?
Which one was it?
Lil Nas X.
No, that's third.
Oh God.
Justin Bieber Peaches.
I got him out of order. You know why?
'Cause
Because I hate Justin Bieber.
I got my peaches out in Georgia.
This
that
song
shit.
is horrible.
You didn't like it at all?
Not one bit.
So we're back to back. Not
This-
like.
It literally, and I watched the music video. God help me. I sat through that music video. Is that better?
No.
Okay. I sat through the music video. Justin Bieber literally, I guess I'm not a 12-year-old girl, and that's why I don't like his music. Because his music is made for 12-year-old girls.
Could have fooled me.
And you.
Yeah.
He just looks like someone who used to do, teen bop, and now he's trying to be hard, and people think he's,
I got news for you. That's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. Oh, I'm going to sing about buying weed. Oh, yeah. Well, welcome to 40 years ago, brother.
And he had to pick the one state where it's super easy to get it.
Yeah. And stay out of my state. Stay out of Georgia. Get your peaches elsewhere.
Yeah, from Florida.
From Florida.
There's more of them there anyway.
Yeah. The song made no sense.
I think Sam was telling me that the reason he mentions Georgia is because he got his musical start in Atlanta. He goes up north because he's from Canada.
Yeah.
He buys weed from California because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You're so mad you're not even responding to my jokes. You're so angry.
I hate him. I'm sorry.
Is this your least favorite song that I've pitched? Let me bring into memory Gucci Gang and Up.
It is.
And Dirt Road.
Actually, I would say this is the worst one because I've already been exposed to Justin Bieber's music over the past few years.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not getting any better. He's still terrible.
What else have you listened to by him?
Well, it used to be on the radio. We used to have listen to pop radio.
Baby, oh.
Like, he wrote one song about, like, my mama don't like you or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, dude, learn how to write a song or get someone who knows how to write a song.
I think they write it for him.
Well, then he needs to fire those people.
Oh, okay.
I would literally rather listen to him sing Gucci Gang. No, I wouldn't. I don't want to ever hear anyone sing that song again. But yeah, it's just, for someone who's been this famous for this long, I cannot understand why he can't produce one song that doesn't make me want to, like, murder people.
Well, I mean, you've alluded to the fact that you're not in his demographic.
Oh, yeah, I'm not. But you would think someone would, as they mature, I don't, he made the little bubblegum pop when he was a teenager or tween or however old he was. Fun, mature, but now he's trying to be all hard and gangster. But he doesn't pull it off. It would be like Will Smith trying to do gangster rap. And I'm not saying Peaches is gangster rap. I'm just saying.
Yeah, like way
but
off
you know
base.
what I mean? Like heavier, Will Smith stuck with
like
what he did.
Like a more gritty persona.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a reason why this doesn't work is I don't think anybody can be internationally famous at 12 and then turn out normal and not have identity crises and be an enigmatic. I mean, one second he's getting busted with drugs or a DUI, and then the next he's super into Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
He goes from fucking any supermodel he wants to being married to a Baldwin to it's just I don't think you avoid.
Who's he married to? Stephen Baldwin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which the pretty one? I think it's his niece.
Stephen.
No. Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't keep on the up and up with Justin Bieber.
Yeah, I don't. He could be married to Madonna for all I know.
No, that was his first girlfriend. Anyway,
That was all.
You
of our first
you don't come out
girlfriends.
of that. You don't come out of that normal. So.
Well, no.
But I think it's a catchy song. It's okay.
It got annoying like real fast.
You didn't catch because it's called Peaches, and he's talking about the texture of her skin. He likes peach fuzz down in the vaginal region.
Oh wow! Well, he's the first person to ever write a song like that.
That's what your brain is doing. So this one was a hard no.
This is horrible. No. Justin Bieber just
any redeeming qualities about this song or Justin Bieber?
No.
Or the video?
No, none
what was the
whatsoever.
video like? I didn't watch this video.
He was riding a car with the other guy that was singing with him, and he was also dancing around like he was. I mean, it was just stupid. It was like, hip hop video 101. You know, and then they're right. I mean, it was just every cliche. It was just a total waste of my time and space.
How many times did you listen to it?
More than I should have, and I listened to it the least amount. Like
Yeah.
I might have gotten 3 listens out of it, maybe 4.
Damn.
It's just like, oh god, I just can't.
Yeah.
No. So
Well, so the reason I pitched these is because Save Your Tears was at number 1. Peaches was at number 3, and the second song, the one that was at number 2, I had previously pitched. So that's why I pitched to the Lil Nas X song. Can you guess what number 2 was? This was actually a song you liked.
was it the other Weeknd song?
It's a good guess, though.
What is it? Because I can't remember what songs I like.
What you doing? What you doing? Where you at? Where you at? Oh, you got plans? Don't say that.
Who's that? That's
Silk Sonic. So that's. Oh, I got that wrong, by the way, when we first did that. That Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak.
Anderson Cooper. Yeah.
Yeah, Anderson Cooper. So Silk Sonic is the name of their duo.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know. I thought because it was on Spotify. It was Anderson .Paak, comma Bruno Mars, comma Silk Sonic, instead of just being Silk Sonic. So
okay.
Anyway, just to correct
I do
this, so
remember
that was
that
number
song,
2. So that's why I went with the Lil Nas X song, because he's been in. Well, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
What else do you want to say about Justin Bieber?
I'm just I don't really have anything else to say. I would literally, honestly,
Okay.
I would literally rather listen to that other fat guy we make fun of that walks off stage than listen to Justin Bieber ever again.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's a little bit closer to your music taste for sure.
Oh yeah.
No, I mean, it has
Yeah,
guitars
yeah.
in it, so.
Well, sometimes when he's not unplugging it and walking off stage. Anyway, yeah, I'm just not a fan of Bieber. I just don't feel like he's put out anything that's, and yeah, it's out of my well.
I'm just gonna keep pitching
Wheelhouse.
Justin Bieber songs until you like one.
Well, I will get you back.
With what?
Well, you already hated a classic heavy metal song.
I'm not saying that it's not classic. I'm just saying that it's bad, and I'm glad eventually some good music came out.
Okay.
What other songs are off of Black Sabbath?
Let's see.
tell
I
you.
think Wicked World,
I like Wicked World.
NIB, oh, no, I'm drawing a blank. I'll get back to you. There's only like 5 songs on the album.
Yeah, it's pretty short.
Yeah. Evil Women. That was kind of it's on some copies. It's on some copies. It's not. But anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Is The Wizard on the first album? Yeah, The Wizard's on the first album.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like Nib.
Yeah, I love Nib.
Nib Tuck. I thought you were doing Smoke on the Water for a second.
No, I was doing Nib.
I know.
Which that's also like almost the exact same intro as what's that Cream song? Da 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 da.
Sunshine of Your Love?
Yeah,
Okay. You had it almost there. It was close enough.
pretty close. Yeah. They sound similar to me.
Shout out to Ginger Baker, Eric Clapton, and what was the other guy?
Jack Bruce.
Jack Bruce.
Yeah.
Technically a supergroup.
They were the first supergroup,
Yeah. Even though none of them were that popular at the time.
but there was,
Outside of Clapton.
yeah,
They just all happened to be in other bands.
right. So
In their white rooms with black curtains. That's a song you discover when you're 15 and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And then everything else by Cream sucks.
Nah, there's some good stuff.
Name one.
I like Sunshine of Your Love.
I don't.
I like Tales of Brave Ulysses.
I don't.
I like, what else do I like from them? I'll have to get back to it. I like their cover of Black Sabbath.
Did they cover Black Sabbath? Oh.
They had a song called Cream on their self-titled album, Cream.
Did they?
No.
I was like, oh, you should have gone with that.
Cream, cream, cream.
We're all cream. You are cream and I am cream and we are cream together. That was a Beatles reference.
I got it.
Did you like my Beatles joke at Mood Rights the other night? Like, I was like, I am fat and you are fat and we are fat and we are all fat together or whatever.
All right. Numero dos. The
Number
song
3.
Numero dos.
Oh yeah, I'm on 3.
Now you're skipping my songs going.
I want to so bad. No, I'm kidding. This is actually my favorite one. I like this one a lot.
The song Motörhead by the band Motörhead off the album Motörhead. I love Motörhead's first album because it is, to me, closer to being a punk album than a metal album.
And they were always kind of like in between, right?
Yes, they were.
That's why I think they refer to people who heavily influence a genre without being it as the godfather of X.
Mm-hmm.
So like James Brown was a funk musician, but they refer to him as the godfather of soul.
Yeah.
That might be for a different reason, but I think it's because he wasn't necessarily a pure soul musician. He just
I think that sounds about right.
Could be wrong, but they refer to Lemmy as the godfather of heavy metal because he didn't play necessarily hard and fast metal, but metal would not be the same without him.
Exactly. Yeah. And he eventually did, Motörhead did evolve into a more heavy metal band, but that first record is amazing. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's Motörhead.
Well, I watched the Lemmy documentary.
Okay.
And not a while ago, not just because of this, but I remember him talking about how they were like asking him who was like most influential musician, like who his favorite musician was, and he said Little Richard. He thought that Little Richard was like the epitome of rock and roll. Mm-hmm. And the thing that I liked about this song is it's so different, but it's really rooted in that classical rock and roll of the 50s and early 60s style.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's just more driving and a little bit more aggressive, but this could be a Little Richard song, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's rooted in those fundamentals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
It just really reminds me of a rock song.
He was a roadie for Hendrix.
Yeah, yeah. He picked up acid for him. He did. That's a story. Yeah. And one of the things that he said, which is interesting, because I found out in my early days of taking acid, because friends of mine and I, we would take acid, we would try to take, we do a hit, and then the next day we try to do a hit, and it wouldn't work. Mm-hmm. And then I was the first one to figure out that you could trip the next day, you just had to double your dose from the previous day. So one day I did 6 hits, and then the next day I did 14. And I tripped.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So you can trip the next day. And in the Lemmy documentary, he talks about that, how he and Hendrix figured out that you could trip the next day. You just had to double the dose. And I was like, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Well, that's something I knew too. Me and Lemmy. We're musicians and we make bad decisions.
We know how to do acid every day. Mm. So, you liked it?
I liked it a lot. It was my favorite one. I wish it was a little bit better recorded, or if they went back in and did a remaster or a remix kind of thing. But
that was a product of its time, unfortunately.
Yeah. It was a little subpar quality, but I really I could tell what they were going for, and I would have really liked to see the song, seen the song live.
Yeah.
Was this the first song on the record?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good opener.
Yeah, that was
unlike.
Which is also
other bands we could mention.
Which is also This was the world's first taste of Motörhead.
Yeah,
with their song Motörhead. Oh, yeah, but that was, and what an introduction to a band right there.
Sure, yeah. Here's what we're about.
Right here.
It was also cool in that documentary, listening to the guys who eventually were in Motörhead talk about seeing Lemmy perform with
Hawkwind,
yeah. And how they were like, if you had told us at the time that we would be performing with Lemmy and another band 10 years from now or whatever it was, they were like, we wouldn't have believed you. It's interesting to see the progression of Lemmy Kilmister. Minster, how do you say?
Kilminster.
Minster. Yeah. He's an interesting cat.
Oh,
Super
yeah.
into the Nazis, by the way. Not
Yeah.
necessarily what they did, just what they looked like.
Yeah, he liked the memorabilia, but yeah.
I've heard conflicting opinions on it. Some people are like, yeah, well, he's super into history, and then other people are like, nope, fuck him.
I think he liked the memorabilia. I don't think he was into the idealism of the Nazis. So, but
What was that shit on his face?
it was moles.
Oh.
It was just moles.
Oh.
He just
They
never
were
got
white,
rid of them.
though.
Well, they might have had cocaine in them. But he never got rid of them. He could have gotten rid of them at any time, and he just never got rid of them. So, and he toured up until, like, he was dying of cancer and toured up until right before it took him.
Yeah. Well, that's what he always talked about. That's what he was going to do. He wasn't going to change anything, and he was just going to keep doing it until he died. So,
Yeah, and he lived a long, good life.
props to him.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, thumbs up.
Yeah, definitely.
Good. I finally made you happy. Finally.
Yeah, after all these years. In a loveless marriage.
Yes. Sorry.
When did you first hear this song? When it came out?
No. I was
genuine-
actually alive. I couldn't tell you, to be honest with you. I mean,
Was it the first thing you heard by Motörhead, or probably not?
probably not. I think this album came out in like 77, so obviously I didn't hear it when it first came out.
Oh, okay.
It would have been right when I started getting into metal,
Mm-hmm.
so probably 30 years ago, 35 years ago, possibly when I heard it for the first time. Like I said, Motörhead is just one of those bands that when you get into metal, you immediately start listening to Motörhead. So yeah, it's been decades since the first time I heard this or anything by Motörhead.
Okay.
So
It was that was another interesting point in the documentary, is like a bunch of punk musicians were talking about how they weren't supposed to like, more the metal crowd, like the long-haired metal dudes. They're more militant, short hair kind of stuff. But I think it was Henry Rollins was talking about how you throw on Motörhead, and if you were into punk, you couldn't help but love it. So it was kind of interesting.
yeah,
It's like this in between.
kind of bridged the gap.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into it.
Lil
Nas X.
Did it change your mind?
Did it change my mind?
That was pretty aggressive of me.
Yes.
Do you like Lil Nas X more than you like Justin Bieber?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
This is the song that caused all that controversy
I guess.
about the video, apparently, and
Yeah.
I really didn't have an issue with it. I thought the video was pretty creative. Good for him.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot going on in that
Let's
video.
see Ozzy Osbourne lap dance Satan.
I know.
He's so metal.
I know. Let's see anybody do that.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on in that video,
Yeah.
and I enjoyed watching it. It was creative. At least it was creative.
Yeah, it was cool.
And the song, I kind of got the gist of what it was about, but it was fine. I didn't hate it, and I didn't get all the controversy or the backlash. It's like, this is cookies and milk, man. Watch a real metal video from the 80s. I'm not talking about hair metal.
And then what?
Well, it's just as dark and, plenty of Satan dancing. Probably not lap dancing Satan, but
Nah.
yeah, I didn't get what the big deal was as far as the negative impact on it.
What's the whole thing with like human blood in the shoes or something?
No, he made a limited edition pair of Nikes that had like pentagrams, and I think there was a little bit of his blood in the ink or something.
Oh.
The big issue was Nike didn't sanction them.
Oh.
And basically, he was making money off Nike's name, and they weren't.
Oh, cool.
So
It's pretty punk rock.
yeah.
Gotta love that.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, when Lil Nas X really first popped in the zeitgeist, it was with Old Town Road,
Mm-hmm.
and it was weird. I was one of the only musicians who did not like that song.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It was surprising the amount of musicians who were like, "No, I really like this song," and I just didn't. I thought it was too short. I didn't like the structure of it. I didn't like how everybody was calling it the perfect hybrid of country and hip hop. I was like, it's not really either.
No.
I was like, just because it's got a guitar in it, and just because it has 808s in it, doesn't mean it's either country or hip hop, you know?
No.
So I didn't like it, but he won me back with this song for sure. And honestly, like, he knows how to move a single.
Yeah.
He knows how to tap into what's popular, and he does a really good job of it. If I had any criticism on the music he comes up with, it's all very short.
Yeah.
There's nothing even coming really close to 3 minutes outside of some of the remixes. And that's one of my criticisms on this song is I felt like it could go another layer deeper. Because it just kind of does a couple things and wraps up. And
it was short. I mean, that's very punk rock. Just in and out.
Yeah. I mean, just even coming up with an interesting way to wrap up instead of wrapping up at the climax. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of super short songs outside of this one felt like it was building to something and then it just ended short. Like I get why punk rock songs are short because they're like one or two ideas and you got to get out of it quickly. Otherwise it's going to become really boring.
Yeah. No, that's not
as some songs, some that we've talked about today
that last too long,
that last way too long. You know what? I would have liked Black Sabbath if it was 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
Okay. Would we leave that alone now?
No, never. Hashtag never forget. That might be taken.
I think it is.
Callback.
But yeah, the length of the song was fine. We're back on.
But this is all his singles, though. And he only has released singles, and then or a different version of the same song with a different artist, or a total remix of the song. I mean, this is his formula, and just particularly with this song, it's one of the most interesting constructions. I think it's one of the most interesting musically, and it goes in such a cool direction, and then it stops. And I was like, no, expand on the idea.
He wants to keep you hungry for the next one.
I'm not, though. I'm unsatisfied.
I want to see how he's going to beat this video. I want to know what his next video is going to be.
Yeah. Just straight up a blowjob video. And that's the thing I didn't have a problem with. It's funny because you make a video like this and you almost just expect the backlash from Middle America. Mm-hmm. And I think the real reason is because he was so popular with kids. Like Old Town Road was, I would say, most popular among kids.
Yeah.
That was probably not that I know because I don't hang out at a lot of middle school dances or anything.
No, it was real popular.
Yeah. Our expert on the scene, Jonathan Humphrey. No, I can imagine that this was played at almost every single dance or birthday party. I think this was really popular with kids. And then you have a song like this with a video like this, and parents aren't ready. They're not ready. They don't want to have that conversation. So,
well,
and I mean, somebody like me who I didn't like Old Town Road, but I watched the video and I'm like, yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Aren't you upset by this? No.
Yeah. What's upsetting about it?
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen worse things in real life.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm,
at your house.
Yeah. I'm not super into, just in terms of like, I don't have a deeper knowledge of either Satanism or gay culture.
Right.
But I don't care either way if people want to do that stuff.
Yeah. It didn't bother me at all.
What I had a real problem with was when he was in heaven. Like, this is not what heaven looks like. Heaven's puffy clouds and your dead dogs are there. No. I think it's so funny how we always think that we're farther ahead than we are. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people pat themselves on the back as being liberal or progressive. Mm-hmm. And then something like this really puts that to the test. It's like, how progressive are you? You want your 5-year-old watching this guy give Satan a lap dance? But it's weird because it's strange to look back. I feel like we're in a particular place as a country, but then you realize how even people who sort of claim these platitudes all of a sudden then have a problem that there's a gay lap dance scene, and you're like, oh right, we're not as far ahead as we are. And then you go a layer deeper, and there's actually probably a fair amount of people that have a problem that a black guy's making music. There's
that's part of it too.
That's the thing is like you just things like this I love because they point the mirror back at us, and they show us where we're really at.
And what gets me is they have a problem with that, and yet this is the exact same country that we broadcasted a war live on television. Twice. Both Gulf Wars. We broadcasted it live.
Yeah.
Us literally murdering thousands of people.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah. Well, they're not us, right?
And they're not, they're not giving Satan a lap dance.
They probably wouldn't be okay with it either, if we're being honest.
but because we were
the only thing that could have been more offensive if he was like drinking and eating like a Baconator.
Oh, those are so good. But anyway, but yeah, like we're a country that is upsetting, and we get uncomfortable to have to look at that. Yet we are also like, and I don't mean to get political. I'm just talking about censorship or non-censorship.
Sure.
But when the first Gulf War came out, it was on TV 24/7, and it was like rally the kids around the TV. We're watching us blow up brown people. That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah.
But God forbid a brown person or a black person wants to give a guy dressed as Satan a lap dance.
By the way, impeccable form.
Yeah, he's fit. He's in good shape.
Yeah.
Not on his team, but good job, sir.
I really would like to know the numbers of. 'Cause I think the younger generations are taking a fairly progressive stand in terms of what it means to be male, female, gay, straight. They're really questioning these kind of things, and maybe some of their methodology is flawed, but it's interesting that they're taking the questions into consideration, and I like that. But I really want to see the numbers of like 13-year-old boys who saw this and were like, oh. Now I'm even more confused.
What's going on?
Because I think that's funny.
Yeah.
Because I was exposed to stuff like that on the heterosexual spectrum. Music videos, and there's tits and champagne and short shorts or Daisy Dukes and mini skirts, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna watch this again. Hopefully, it comes on a little later. So I think it's funny, and it's interesting that there's so much more access to it being on YouTube. You watch it whenever you want.
Yeah.
So many 13-year-olds jerking off to Lil Nas X giving Satan a lap dance. There's going to be some weird sexual stuff in the zeitgeist in about 20 years.
Oh God.
Sorry, I mean 10 years, but
yeah. Just because of Lil Nas X.
Thank you, Lil Nas X.
Thank you.
I like things like this. I consider them true acts of personal freedom.
Yeah.
And I'm nothing if not a huge proponent of that.
Yeah.
As long as it's not hurting anybody.
And that's the thing. He's not hurting anybody.
Yeah.
It's entertainment.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Now, once, middle schoolers start locking each other up to be sex slaves, then we can talk about the implications. But
Well,
I'm Satan, you're going to give me a lap dance.
well, they shouldn't be unsupervised.
Why not? Those parents work hard.
If
they want to have a glass of wine and down a Xanny, that's their business. All right, you guys go play in the basement. You guys go play Lil Nas X in the basement.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I was unsupervised in middle school, but we didn't have Lil Nas X.
Yeah, you just had voice cracks and
Yeah.
HJs at the mall. Oh, that was me. Sorry.
Oh, was that you?
By myself.
I mean, I was dressed as Santa Claus. I didn't really know who that was.
What?
That was, never mind. I went.
Yeah. Just like in our chess matches, you're paying attention to what you're doing and not what I'm doing. And what I'm doing is way more important.
But not as interesting.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, that's true.
That's true. Thumbs up for Lil Nas X. It's not my not my
Not
style
your
of music.
not your lap dance, but
Right. But yeah, I don't get the
as long
controversy.
as it's a lap dance, right?
That's right. I mean, keep doing what you're doing, buddy.
Yeah.
Turn people on their ear, man. Make people uncomfortable
Yeah.
if you have to.
Yeah. That was Yoko Ono's whole thing.
No, hers is breaking up the Beatles.
Yeah. Yeah, making people uncomfortable. I don't like that this is gone now.
She still cashes those checks.
Fuck yeah.
Iron Maiden from the album Iron Maiden.
Just say it 3 times. Maybe they'll appear. Bruce Dickinson.
Well, this was actually pre-Bruce Dickinson.
Oh, okay. I know
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is when their first album.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, you don't know something. This is with their first lead singer, Paul Di'Anno. He was on their first 2 records.
Who?
Paul Di'Anno.
Did he do anything else?
He's had a solo career for 40 years.
Is he any good?
He's all right.
Okay. That tells me all I need to know. All right. Even Jonathan doesn't like him. It must be awesome.
No, I think he's fine. Bruce Dickinson, I think, was a better singer for Iron Maiden than Paul Di'Anno. But, you know. So what do you think? Do you hate this one too?
No, it just wasn't my favorite. Because I like the instrumentation.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I really didn't mind the vocals all that much.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was pretty in the style of other Iron Maiden stuff I'd heard. I didn't realize it wasn't Bruce Dickinson. Is I'm saying that right?
Mm-hmm.
Bruce? No, just kidding.
It's Bruce A.
Because Brucha.
Brucha.
He was on like the Trooper and things like that. Okay, yeah.
The songs you know.
Yeah, that's the one thing I've heard.
Yeah.
I've heard some
and that
other
other
songs.
one.
I just can't think of them off the top of my head because I haven't listened to them much. But what I didn't like about it is just they kept lyrically going back to the same thing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like just a chorus. It was the only thing they said. Wanna watch your blood, watch it fall on the floor, or whatever. Give Satan a lap dance. Put blood in my shoes.
They were
just want to stand and stare. You know,
it's not their best work by any means.
It's cool. I mean, it was cool. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
First time. It's like, okay, you're talking about putting somebody in an Iron Maiden.
Mm-hmm.
You're a sadistic fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about other ways you're a sadistic fuck. This is if I'm the poetry teacher and I'm giving Paul Diamato, what's his name? Paul Sandhagen? I don't know. If I'm giving him poetry notes, I'm saying, let's expand on the idea instead of just writing the same stanza 3 times or 4 times or whatever it was.
They kind of painted themselves in the corner because the song was named after the one device, so they had to just keep singing about the same device, the Iron Maiden.
But there's other things you can do. You can talk about how rusty it gets over the years because you keep putting people in it. Who are your different victims?
Oh, that's pretty good.
How did the different blood types taste different? What's type O negative taste like?
Well, they
See what
sound,
I did there? That's called a callback.
They sound great.
It's master debatable. That's also a callback.
Not their best work.
No. That's the Trooper.
Different vocal style with Paul Di'Anno. He was more, well, you heard him. Well, you didn't even know him, wasn't he?
No, I've never heard of him.
Okay. Yeah, he's on the first 2 albums, which is Iron Maiden and Killers.
I like that they stuck with that same kind of cartoony horror artwork for the majority of their album covers. It's pretty cool. I like branding like that.
That's their mascot, and he's been on every single record cover.
What's his name?
Eddie.
Yeah. Eddie Bones or what?
Eddie the Head.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. That's what they call him.
Huh.
But yeah, Eddie has been on every one of their album covers since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I mean, it's my least favorite of the 3 I gave you.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's not the least favorite of the 3 I gave you.
No. No. Not by 4 or 5 other slots.
But so
gun to my head, I would not rank Black Sabbath number 3. Like I would just pull the trigger. I would rather die than give that 3rd place slot.
Wow.
It's so bad. It's so bad. Here, we'll do this. We'll do this next time. You'll just kidnap people from Mood Rights.
Okay.
Play this song for them. You know what? Actually, by this time we should have some sort of social media presence. Hopefully, some followers.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take a poll on this one.
Okay. I'll tell you what.
Would you listen to this song again? Plain and simple.
We will for the YouTube channel. Leave in the comments.
I'm not gonna read them.
I'm not going to read the comments either because it's going to be a bunch of like armchair like podcasters going, "I hate your podcast."
Hey, you got that one guy's name wrong at 7 minutes and 45 seconds. Yeah, I'm wrong a lot.
Yeah, I got it wrong on purpose.
I don't know so many things.
Even when I know things.
That's kind of the joke. That's the joke we do when we pretend. Oh yeah, he was in Black Sabbath, and he's not. It's because we don't. Well, I don't fucking know anything, but.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. No, I'm not going to read the comments for our YouTube channel because it's going to be a bunch of,
We're going to have to do a poll or something.
We'll do a poll on Instagram, I guess.
Yeah, and Lil Nas X will slide down it. I'm getting real sharp now. Now that I'm doing stand up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting sharp too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Look, I got a tractor pull I got to get to later, so.
You look at
only the YouTube people will get that joke because I look like I'm going to a tractor pull.
Oh! I thought it was. I was trying to put the pieces together because of the visual. Yeah, but I thought there was like a inside joke you had with the YouTube community. I was like, "Are we up? I didn't know we were up and running." Guys, we're trying to get up and running here. Was that everything? Was that everything? Yeah, it was everything. So, allow me. Oh, real quick, I want to look at some other Iron Maiden songs that I've listened to, so that I'm not a total poser.
Yeah.
Iron and Wine? No. The Troop. Run to the Hills. Yeah. Fear of the Dark.
Yeah.
Number of the Beast. How would be thy name? I've listened to all those.
Yeah, that's Bruce Dickinson.
Number of the Beast. I've listened to this whole album.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. I liked your piano riff. Your one-tone piano riff. I'm playing chords with one note. Ow. So this I'm showing you now is this is just the basic outline. This is just a sketch he did.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. And it's not gonna be that color
I like that.
Yeah.
You guys will see it when this video comes up because it'll be on the I really like
But
that.
I'm gonna get the actual professional design. I gotta reach out to I forgot to text him yesterday. Well, I was working. But yeah, so we got that.
Cool.
As soon as we got that finalized, we'll get the Instagram up and running. We'll get the RSS feed.
Mm-hmm. Finish editing. Yeah, put the intro and outro on the videos.
Oh yeah, I gotta finish that, and then
it's gonna be so weird because this is episode 11, and like we're talking about it right now.
Yeah.
But if people listen to our podcast in order, they're gonna be like this stuff's been out.
Yeah.
Which we're just talking amongst ourselves. You guys.
Yeah. Check out for a little bit.
Yeah, just go watch a Justin Bieber video.
Do you want to make out real quick? They're gone. They're not here anymore.
They're not looking, are they? All three of them had left.
we were forced to do Zoom classes at my college for my last quarter, which was awesome for me because I learn in person.
And you hate people.
Well, no, it wasn't good. It was bad. I need human interaction. I really, really do. And if I can only get like one or two people in a class that consistently laugh at my jokes, that's all I need. But
have you ever gotten more than two people to laugh at your jokes?
No, but that's all I need. Like I said, so we're in class, and we're on the video side of things, but there's also a chat page on the side. So I start chatting like all these things, and somehow a joke forms. We're like based on the conversation that's going on. I'm like, all right, everybody, let's gear up for that acid party tonight or something. And then somebody else types like, Scad's keeping a log of this, and I type back. They were like, Scad can check in on our chat at any time, and I was like, not if we whisper. And somebody else put up like types in whisper.
Yeah, I was in a Zoom class last week, and like. I was like just chatting about a kegger I was going to throw, and they were like, "This is very inappropriate. This is a 7th grade science class, sir." I'm like,
just trying to get teens drunk, man.
It's like, any single ladies in the house?
Like Matthew McConaughey. Was that on the other podcast we were talking about that?
Yeah.
or whatever he does.
All right. Oh, that was Quagmire. Oh yeah.
No, I mean he did that shit
yeah.
too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you know who else was in Dazed and Confused that I forgot about?
Who?
Ben Affleck.
Yeah. He was the guy
he's
that
the dick.
he failed 12th grade just so he could.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was basically Ben Affleck.
It was a great archetypical movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
That movie came out when me and Trish were in, I guess our seniors in high school, maybe even juniors in high school, seniors. And
Did y'all go and like start spanking freshmen on the ass?
No, just each other.
Well done. Well done.
But yeah, no, we had it was a summer, I think, after we started dating, and it had come out on video. It didn't do very well in the theater, but home video it did really well. And she was like, somebody told her about it. She's like, we got to watch this movie. And then remember, we watched it at her house, and we actually sat and watched the whole movie.
Yeah.
Teenagers.
Yeah.
And,
instead of finger fucking, you mean?
Yeah.
I did that too.
But I love that movie, and I've seen it multiple times.
Yeah, it's good. It's got
fun.
a good soundtrack. It's a good turn your brain off fun movie.
Well, yeah.
shot.
It's not Shakespeare,
No, well, I mean, Shakespeare did have a play called Dazed and Confused, but I digress.
And Led Zeppelin stole it, made a song out of it.
Yeah, right.
Something behind the curtain.
This is a man standing there masturbating furiously. Dazed and Confused or Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Oh, Fast Times.
Really?
Yeah.
We disagree yet again.
Not to take away from one or the other, but Fast Times is a classic.
I guess more happens in that movie. It's not just a party.
Because
Dazed and Confused is like one day, and Fast
Yeah.
Times is like goes through a lot of different characters. So that, yeah.
And it's two different perspectives. Like,
Sure.
Fast Times was actually Cameron Crowe went undercover as a high school student, and he wrote Fast Times. And Amy Heckerling directed it. She also did Clueless and a bunch of other movies.
Yeah.
And then
Did she do Never Been Kissed?
Maybe.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. I'm ashamed to say I've seen that movie. Which, all right, can we talk about that for a minute?
What?
Okay.
Jesus.
Never.
You just came in with with guns drawn. What happened?
Okay,
Settle
so
down,
it's
buddy.
supposed to be this sweet romantic comedy about an undercover
reporter
whose teacher falls in love with her. But as far as the teacher's concerned, she's a high school student.
So what's the problem?
And her brother, who is also an adult, he's dating a high school girl.
No, what's more fucked up in my perspective is he competes on the baseball team against actual high school students. I'm like, that's not cool.
No. There's so much wrong with that movie, and no one even wants to look at that.
I don't think anybody wants to watch that movie.
It's terrible. It's a terrible movie. It's horrible. I don't like Drew Barrymore's latter output.
I think she had like a talk show at one point.
I mean, anything after, I don't know, Firestarter.
E.T.
Anything after E.T.
Hashtag never forget.
Never forget. E.T.
I never got the joke. They're saying it on the bus to school. And he's like, hey, I heard about your alien. Is he from Uranus? And the brother says, shut up, Mark. He doesn't get it or whatever. And I was like, I don't get it either. What's funny? And then I watched it like several years later and I was like, oh, it's funny how things, you learn things and then pick them up when you go back and rewatch stuff.
Much later, yeah.
Like Disney movies and all the crazy shit in them.
I'm not
watching a lot of Disney movies these days.
I'm not a big
You got to
Disney...
date younger women. Based on the theme of this podcast.
I watched some Disney movies when I was little. But and at one point I worked at you remember the store Media Play? It was like a Best Buy before Best Buy was popular.
There was something before Best Buy was popular?
Yeah.
No.
In Macon we couldn't get Best Buy yet. So we got a store called Media Play.
Got shit purchase.
And it was basically it was set up where there was four corners of the store. One corner was movies, one corner was books, one corner was music, and one corner was video games.
Okay.
So it's a cool concept. But this is back in I started working there like the fall of '95. We helped build it. Well, that's when the big they were starting to put out more Disney movies on video. video cassette. So when one would come out, we would put one on to play on constant loop. So I got to like slowly.
Oh, you were working there?
Yeah, I worked there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I just hung out.
Well, I did. It's like, sorry, trying to keep it all straight. What's going on?
Hey, kids. Because there was
kids love video games.
there was a cafe that sold like coffee, popcorn, and like snacks and hot dogs. And at the end of our shifts, I was friends with one of the guys that worked there, and I was so happy. I was like 20 years old. I had no money. I think I might have been making like $6.25 working there. Okay, $6.25 an hour, working like 25 hours a week. So he would save all the hot dogs that didn't get sold.
Oh my God!
And give them to me. They were cooked. So I'd have like three.
I'm not shaking my head at the. I'm shaking my head at the situation.
Yeah, I had free hot dogs, and I just had to make it.
It's sad.
Yes.
But you're 20, so I get it.
I was 20.
Yeah.
Or 19, about to turn 20. 19 and 20, yeah. But they would play the Disney movies when they came out, so I would watch them, but I still didn't care. I don't know where I was going with the story.
You heard Disney movie and you're like, hey, here's this.
I have a relatable story.
Hey, here's this really sad thing that happened to me that I just realized now is sad as I'm saying it.
I would eat hot dogs out of my apron while I was vacuuming the floor.
I went home every day with hot dogs in my pockets. I just said I would wear cargo shorts to work, and I would fill my hot dogs with my pockets with hot dogs. And now we're here. Everybody's watching. They're in real time. They're watching the progression of Jonathan Humphrey. Still to this day, I walk around in cargo shorts and I find hot dogs and I put them in my pocket.
I do still wear cargo shorts.
I still work at Big Lots or whatever you were talking about.
Media play. Look it up. It's interesting.
No, that's not happening. I
don't look it up now when you're bored at home.
God, it's never happened though. You tell me to look things up and I rarely do.
I know you don't.
Sorry.
I know.
Hang on. Here's a fun little thing to end on. I'm gonna get on Google, and I'm gonna type in Daniel Radcliffe's penis. The callback from our first podcast.
I'm gonna play this noisemaker.
The callback to our first podcast, or was that this podcast?
That was the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, guys.
So I'm on Google. So I'm going to type in Daniel Radcliffe. Or sorry, not Ratcliffe, Radcliffe.
Heathcliff.
Penis, and then you're gonna in the edit. I'm gonna send you this, and you're gonna put it into the.
Well, I can't because if it's you can't have nudity on.
Well, we're just gonna see what it is. That's perfect. And it goes great because we've got a white horse too. Behold, a pale horse. I'm gonna be put on so many watch lists for texting you this.
Don't text me that. Oh, well, he's an adult. It's not like you're sending me. I don't know.
That horse is consenting.
That horse said it was okay.
Put it on the screen. Put it on the screen. Right here. Right here. Right here. Fuck yeah. Oh, I thought of a fun little opener for the next episode. Now that we should have done it at 10. I thought about it and didn't text you this week because you didn't tell me how good my music was. And I was like, I'm mad at him too. I'm not talking to him until he talks to me. No, I got super busy with the bartending and the dead dog, and
I got super busy with
not wanting to talk to me
with the drinking.
Yeah.
But
so
no.
It's a problem. What we'll start with next week is you'll come up with like 10 questions, 11 questions. You don't have to go back through specifically for each episode and find a question to ask me based on those. But you're going to ask me 11 music-based questions for things that we've talked about for sure. Like somebody being in a band or a band releasing this album or like something like that. And we're going to see how many I get right.
Okay. That'll be fun because I've been...
see how much attention I've been paying.
And this is going to be dated when this comes out, but I've been trying to piece together the promo clips. Now... We've done 10 episodes up to this point.
Yeah.
And they're each about 2 hours long.
Yeah.
So I've got 20 hours of footage to look through.
That checks out.
To try to find 15 seconds of something funny. I've been trying. I know I've got the one that I'm putting in there that we discussed. Yeah. So the other 10 seconds, I've got to go through 20 hours.
And you still haven't found anything.
There's stuff that I'm like, I know we put down some parameters, no dad jokes.
You can put down the dad jokes. I don't care.
They're not very good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They were funnier in the moment.
Yeah.
So I'm still working on that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just like, I'll come up with 11 questions. Oh, yeah. You'll get your 11 questions.
Okay. what was that? What the fuck's wrong with you?
Whew, yeah. You'll get them.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Over here. Do you have palsy or something? Jesus. Not that I would be, but should I be worried?
No. Yes. No, you shouldn't be worried. Look at you throwing money. So, I like this display. I think we'll end on this because I'm curious.
Okay.
I like this display. Is this going to be every week when we get this nice display?
Yeah, I'm just going to keep putting shit on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you find cool stuff, we'll just keep adding it to the table.
Okay, yeah. We'll see what we can win in bingo this week.
Oh, yeah. That's the ticket.
Yeah. But no, I was going to be ugly or trying to be funny, but actually this is kind of cool. I like the eclecticness of it.
You got to really try to be ugly.
You don't. Oh. Uh-huh. Oh, this is a penny with like...
I set them up and you get winded trying to knock them down. Goodbye, everybody.
Oh, are we saying goodbye now?
Yeah,
Good night.
Or do you want to get a zinger in real quick?
No, I don't, I'm all out of zingers. Apparently, I'm too winded to spit them out.
Apparently, you're too winded to talk right. Love you, buddy.
I love you, buddy.